This video, I'm talking about the best way to market your business to generate more leads, more interest, and ultimately more sales. This strategy, films do this all the time. So if you look at every film that you've ever watched, the film always has a bad guy or a villain, and it also has the hero. So the villain and the hero, and there's also either a princess or a prince. But that is packaged in different ways. It's packaged in the genre of, sci-fi, the genre of thriller, the genre of romantic comedy, the genre of documentary, whatever it is. The whole idea is, let me show you what I mean by this. Let's say this is your product here that you want to sell, right? So this is your product you want to sell. And what a lot of people do, they try and sell it head on like this. They do the marketing and then they try and market it like this. And all they do is they keep doing more and more and more and more and more of this. So if you ever found your business kind of hit a halt and it's kind of got to a place where you're not growing any further, guess what happens? When you're driving this to here, the whole idea is to repackage or maybe come in it from this angle or this angle or this angle or this angle. This strategy is what we call Reangle marketing. We want to re-angle all of the way we market our products. So what a lot of people do is they create one thing, they sell, and they go, oh, no one's buying now. Guess what they do? They create something else and then they sell, and guess what? That stops, then do the same again. In actual fact, what you should be doing, when you have that product, you sell, and then what happens? When it stops selling, you find another way to sell it. The secret is this: don't sell the same product over and over again. Sell the product over and over again from different angles. Instead of producing 1,000 different products, you just sell one product 1,000 times differently. Let me give an example. So in my industry, I'm in real estate. So I deal with a lot of investors. So my investors tend to be either startups, so they're young, they just get in the property ladder. The mid phase is people who want to upgrade to another house. And then the top tier are people who, they want that they do it as a full time. So my message to each one of them are completely different. The one way you can repackage something or re-angle something is by looking at the demographic and just having a specific for that demographic. So if I'm going to create a video talking about, hey, why people should be investing in London right now, I'll say, hey, look, if you're over the age of 50 and you own a property in London, the chances are that property could have increased in value. Now, if it has, that means you have a lot of equity in there. If you're looking to, invest in property, then you want to maybe draw some funds from that and use those funds to buy more property. Whereas if I'm talking to someone who's like in the beginner phase, then my message would be completely different. I'll say, hey, have you just graduated from university and you're in a lot of debt right now? And what you want to do is get out of that and you want to get onto the property ladder. Well, if you do, then here's the strategy. So I'm selling the same end result, but it's coming from different angles. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, type in yes, it makes sense. This is a recorded video, right? Just want to have, I'd like to do this interaction like we are live, but that's pretty much how it works. We want to re-angle and sell the same thing differently. Sell the same thing differently, right? I know before it maybe sounded confusion, but what I'm saying is take that thing and sell it from different angles, put a different wrapper around it. And after all, isn't that what Apple does? If you look at Apple, look, this phone here is the iPhone, right? It looks exactly the same as my last one, and the one before that, and the one before that, and the one before that. The only difference is it's got a different chip in there, it's a little bit faster, it might look a little bit different color, but essentially they're selling the same thing over and over and over again. You see, what people like is they want new things, that's something that's brand new. So for example, Lamborghini just released their brand new Lamborghini Huracan STO. It's basically a Huracan, but it's got all the different spoilers and all the new things on there. So it's basically the same thing, it's just been positioned differently as a race legal car. And it looks amazing, by the way, if you haven't seen it already. It's basically a race version of the Huracan, but that's how they position, that's how they reposition, that's how they re-angle, that's how they put a different wrapper around it. And also, if you make a limited version of it, where you basically make so many versions and you stop it and you make something else with a different thing and you put limited versions, you can keep selling more and more and more and more of that product because there's added scarcity there, true scarcity. I hope you got a valuable lesson from this. Remember, re-angle the way you market that thing. Don't market the same thing 1,000 times. Market that same thing 1,000 times in a different way. That's the key. So if you got a lot of value, hit that like button so YouTube can show you more of my videos. And if you would love to learn more, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on all the new videos that I produce. And if you got any questions whatsoever, leave a comment below, and I so look forward to seeing you on the next videos. John Lee, the author of Business Hack.